Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is the 4th of July, and I don't know when you're gonna see this video, but I hope that you have, or that you, I should say, you had a great 4th of July. On today's video, I'm gonna be making my 4th of July barbecue meal. So I'm gonna be working on some ribs, I'm working on some chicken. I'm going to make some homemade sauce, and I'm going to share my process, how I do it. I would love to know some of your ways of making barbecue. If you have a special sauce, if you're willing to share your recipe, or if you have some special techniques of how you cook on the grill, I would love that as well. Well, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get cooking. Okay, so I got my ribs in here, and I got my chicken in here. Both of them have been thawing in the water. So now I'm going to prepare them, get them ready, and season them up, and get them ready to get onto the grill. All right, guys, so I have my ribs in the pan, about to get them ready to go. And so there's a couple different things that I'm going to do to get it ready to go on the grill. Now, this is a recipe that I have done with chicken before, but I have not done it with ribs. I'm definitely going to do it with the chicken, but I'm going to be using Dr. Pepper as a marinade, and also to use it inside of my barbecue sauce that we're going to put on the ribs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I've already took it out the water, everything, so it's clean and everything like that. I like to take my my Dr. Pepper, and I'm just going to pour it all over the meat and just kind of let it sit there for a little bit. And I really want that flavor to get into the meat. I'm not going to use all of it, but I'm going to get a knife here. Let's see here. All right. So I'm going to take a fork. So I'm going to take a fork here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of holes in there, because I really want that to, probably should have did that first when I was pouring it in there, but I really want the flavor to get inside of the meat and really soak up that Dr. Pepper to get the taste inside of there. So it's one of the different things I do. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. And I'm wearing gloves because you're dealing with meat. Sometimes there can be bacteria in there. Of course, when you cook it, that should kill all the bacteria, but I just like to be a little bit safe. I was working in the yard and I cut my finger the other day, so I definitely don't want anything crazy happening with that. So get this going, let that marinade inside of the Dr. Pepper for a little bit. Get that going, and I always like to make sure that I get a little cup. And taste the Dr. Pepper. All right, guys. So I have opened up my Weber grill on top of the lid all the way open. I'm gonna actually put this part over the fire so we can get some air there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hickory wood over there near the fire. That's gonna help give it some more of that smoky hickory flavor to the meat. I've been doing this for a while now, and this really gives really good flavor to the meat. There's some other woods you can use, like cherry and things of that nature. I have not used that yet, but this is one of my family's favorites. I'm definitely gonna put some hickory wood over there, and that's gonna help it to really smoke, give that meat that smoky flavor, and make it extra tasty. All right, guys, so we got the grill going. It is getting hot. Put the hickory chunks on there so that can really start smoking. So that way when we get the meat on there, we can start getting that smoky flavor to the meat. And so now let's go ahead and get the second part of preparing our meat. All right, okay. Come on. All right, guys, so Ruben has woken up. I got my helper here. Say hi to everyone, Ruben.
Hello.
All right, so Ruben's going to be working on the chicken. I'm going to be working on the ribs. I'm going to tell him what to do. I'm going to do the same thing we do with the chicken, I'm going to do with the ribs. Now we're going to add our binding agent. All right, so for our binding agent, we're going to use some maple syrup and a little bit of mustard, and then we're going to use that to help the seasoning that we're going to put on the meat to stick to it. And it should be all right. So just drizzle it over the meat, not all of it. Okay, there we go. All right, that's enough. Good. Now take your hands and just cover it around over the chicken with your gloves. Just cover it. That's right, like that. Very cool. All right.
Chickens are getting a massage.
Yes, chicken are getting a massage. All right, so now take the chicken and flip it over and massage the other side of the meat with your gloves. Let me help you. Just like this. Just flip it over. Yeah, come on. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the ribs here. I wanna put some maple syrup on it. This is gonna be our binding agent. We're gonna rub it all over the meat. And do the same thing on the other side. Now, some people, they take the membrane off. I don't. I'm not worried about that. All right, so Ruben does not really like this part of massaging the meat. He doesn't like to get his hands dirty. So I'm gonna do this part and do the ribs. This is just some generic poultry rub that I'm gonna put over the chicken, and I'm gonna put some rub over the ribs as well. So Ruben, you know what I'm doing here?
What?
I am putting some extra seasoning on the meat. This is how you put your seasoning on there. You add that binding agent like we did with the maple syrup, and then we're just putting the seasoning.
And it gives it that smoky good flavor.
Yes, it will help give it some extra flavor. We do the same thing we did with the chicken. We're gonna do it with the ribs. Just rub it in, or like you like to say, massage it in, right?
Yeah.
Massage it in.
Give the chicken back massage.
All right, so me and Ruben have finished seasoning the meat. You can put any really seasoning you want on there. I use that generic like poultry season. I did not have a generic like beef or pork.
We're getting ready to put the meat on the grill.
All right, so now we're gonna put our meat on the grill. First put our chicken on here.
The one that I did.
Yep, that Ruben did. Put it back to the side, to the back. I like to put it back to the back so that it's not right over the fire and it doesn't burn. We'll put that on there, put that to the back. Like so. These are our wings. Put that towards the back. Let that cook.
Wingies.
Yep.
Wingies.
And then put this on here. After we get the meat on here, then the next thing we're going to do, me and Ruben are going to make our special barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Put
Which
our
we've done
juice on there.
before.
All right.
We've done this before.
And now what we'll do is we'll take our ribs,
Oh,
put that
those
in
are
the front.
ribs.
Woo.
You're
that
gonna
in the
get
front.
those ribs burned.
They're not gonna get burnt, but we're gonna put them back here,
Yeah.
back a little bit,
Hey.
like that. Chicken in the back, ribs in the front, and now we're gonna take this, close it up,
And it's hot out here.
and just let it
It's hot out here.
cook. Yep. All right, guys. So now we're gonna make our homemade barbecue sauce. And we're going to use all these ingredients to go into our pot that we have in the back. Ruben, tell them what we have here. What is this? You don't know? Okay, this is honey.
Honey, apple cider, barbecue.
No, this is A1 steak sauce. What is this, Ruben? Maple what?
Maple syrup, just like that. Mustard,
Mustard, get over this way. All right, and then we have
leaf,
Bailey's, brown sugar, and...
cheese.
And no, this is not cheese. This is butter. All
Can you
this
eat butter?
is edible, but we're not going to eat the butter.
I want to eat the butter.
We're not eating the butter. We're going to put the butter inside of our barbecue sauce. All right. So there was one ingredient that we forgot, and that is ketchup. We definitely have to add that to our barbecue sauce. So let's put everything together, mix it up, and let's get it simmering on the pot. All right, Ruben, go ahead and put the ketchup in there. Squirt some in there. Squirt. You squirt more than that. Oh, there you go. Squirt.
It's so hard to squirt.
Alright. Some mustard in there.
Holy cow!
Alright, put some mustard in there. Alright. Should be enough ketchup. Calm down.
It's so hard.
Alright, so. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Cool. Alright, so Ruben, now syrup in there. Alright, put maple syrup in there, son. There we go. So guys, I don't have any Worcestershire sauce, so I'm asking Ruben to put some A1 steak sauce in there. Go ahead and put some in there, son, in place of the Worcestershire sauce. All right, that's enough. Don't put a whole bunch. Don't put a whole. Don't put a whole enough in. That's enough. All right, put enough in there. So now Ruben's gonna put a little bit, just a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there. That's enough of that. All right. Now we're not using any measuring cups. We like to just kind of eyeball things. All right. So Ruben now put some honey in there. Is it coming out?
Coming out.
All right, that should be enough honey.
I'm trying to get that
In. Go ahead, Ruben, put it in there. Just pull it back. Let it go in.
out.
There you go. Half a stick of butter. All right, that's in there. Now we're going to add a little bit of brown sugar. A little bit.
I don't even know if I'm adding any in.
There you go.
That looks like another fan.
All right, that's a good amount. The last thing we're going to put in, Ruben's going to crush up some bay leaves and put it inside of the pot. Crush it up.
What babies look like.
Yeah, crush it up, man. Crush it. That's right, bud. Put it all in the pot.
Get it.
All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna kind of stir everything up. I got the oven.
It looks gross at first, but it will taste very good.
Oh yeah, it will. Once everything mixes together and it gets hot, it's gonna be really, really good. But you gotta let it get hot. And according to my son, it looks gross, but when you cook it all together, it's going to be very, very tasty and a good sauce for the meat. According to me. All right. So if you look at the grill, you can see that the meat is getting that brown color. That means it's getting the smoke. The smoke back there, you can see it got the hickory chunks back there in the back. It's giving it that smoky taste that we really want. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put some pellet back there in the back to add some more to the smokiness that we want as far as flavor for the meat. All right, so I just checked the temperature on the meat and it is good. We're gonna add a little bit of sauce to the meat and put it back on the grill so they can get seared onto the meat and have the taste of the homemade barbecue sauce that me and my son made.
Yeah!
All right, guys, so that is the end of my barbecue for the 4th of July. As you saw, the chicken, we did have some casualties with the chicken. I think I left them on there a little bit too long, so that wasn't my best work there. But the ribs came out really, really good, and that is the recipe that we used, and I know they're going to taste great. I'm really, really curious. I know we have a lot of people out there that love to grill, love to cook on their smokers, the grills, whether they're homemade, store-bought, whatever it is. But I know everyone has different techniques. If you're willing to share some of your techniques on how you cook on the grill, I would love to know what you do. If you have a special sauce that you're willing to share, please share that as well. But hopefully you enjoyed this little video. Hope you have had a great 4th of July. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next adventure. Blessings.